The right wing's desire to do things like dismantle the Department of Education is not new. That's been going on at least as long as I've been alive. And I think what the Department of Education was put in place, I think, by Jimmy Carter in 1979 or something like that. I'm pretty sure. And then ever since Ronald Reagan came in office, they've been trying to get rid of it. And recently, I'm sure you've seen USAID. A lot of that was axed. Elon Musk has just taken more and more power within the government, despite the fact that he was not elected by the people to do any of this. He now has access to people's banking information, people's social security numbers, potentially just all this info that he does not need. And as we all know, Elon Musk is the nation's largest recipient of welfare dollars. He is the ultimate welfare queen. And USAID, before we go over this video, this is Senator John Kennedy from from Louisiana. I'm sure y'all have seen a bit of the information about USAID and what USAID does. It helps to fund vaccines and critical healthcare initiatives, critical medical procedures, pharmaceuticals, and things like that in nations to help keep diseases down, to keep viral outbreaks down, which helps the entire world at large. That helps American citizens too. And again, Republicans often just flat out don't want to spend tax dollars on anything. And here we see some of the criticisms from people working there. Here, let's see. Let me go to some of this. Wire reported that the fallout is being felt in countries reliant on USAID's HIV/AIDS programs. In Zambia, Nigeria, Haiti, and Mozambique, crucial medical supplies, including antiretroviral drugs and pre-exposure prophylaxis, are stranded in limbo because the personnel responsible for their distribution have been benched. Quote, when a baby is born, you do an early infant diagnostic test. And if it comes back positive, you can blitz them with retrovirals, said the USAID worker. But you can't do that if you don't have retrovirals. It's an absolute disaster. At a minimum, 300 babies that wouldn't have had HIV now do. And again, Elon Musk tweeting stuff out like, we spent this weekend feeding USAID into the wood chipper. Could have gone to some great parties, did that instead. Like, I could have went to some really good parties, but instead I stayed in and took away critical HIV treatment, and now that many more people in the world have it. I'm doing the Lord's work, I suppose. But here's Senator John Kennedy basically saying that's just the beginning. Now, the difference between that and something like the Department of Education, obviously, is that will more directly impact Americans, and particularly those in red states. So let's see.
Louisiana, congratulations, Super Bowl. All eyes on New Orleans and your great state, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sean. Let me say first, Sean, that it's kind of cool having a president again. Let me try to put all this in context for you. I like omelets. I mean, I really like omelets. I could eat an omelet at every meal. I like omelets better than sex. Not really, but you get the point. I like omelets. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. Now, President Trump ran for office saying, I'm going to review every single penny in the federal budget. Now, how are you going to
And again, obviously, I didn't bring this up before because we already know. Republicans are always talking about the debt and the deficit and how we're spending too much money, but then they always end up cutting taxes for corporate America and billionaires and deregulating industries that do things like keep our food and water healthy, uncontaminated, and safe to drink, keep the banks from ripping us off as much as they otherwise would. That's what they're really all about. It's never about the working man and woman. But now they're just so comfortable and brazen with it. And perhaps, the general Republican base is so caught up in being a part of this cult that they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead, take away the Department of Education.
Review the spending in the federal budget without reviewing the spending. And that's what Mr. Musk is doing. Now, many of my Democratic colleagues and some of the tofu eating wokarati at the USAID.
Again, that's what Mr. Musk is doing. He's just taking a look at things where there's too much spending. Yeah, Elon Musk isn't going anywhere. A lot of people may question and have been saying that there's not enough room for these two megalomaniac egos. But at the end of the day, Elon Musk has invested over $300 million in the Republican Party, and he can continue to invest that amount of money in the Republican Party. So it really don't matter how Donald Trump feels or if he does or doesn't like it. That doesn't matter. The Republican Party needs that money. So they're gonna keep on kissing up to him. They'll let him have our social security numbers. They'll let him have access to our banking info. They'll let him have that, despite the fact that he wasn't elected to this position whatsoever. Because again, when you give that amount of money to a political organization, especially one like the Republican Party, where it is now, yeah, no, he's not going anywhere.
ID are screaming like they're part of a prison riot because they don't want us reviewing the spending. But that's all Mr. Musk is doing, and he's finding some pretty interesting stuff. To my friends who are upset, I would say with respect, call somebody who cares. They better get used to this. It's USAID today. It's going to be Department of Education tomorrow. And really, here's what's going on.
Yeah, and think about just that attitude. Call somebody who cares. It's USAID today. It's the Department of Education tomorrow. Today, we stripping away funding keeps people alive. Fuck, who can? That's just inherently irresponsible. Helping those who are in need. That's just inherently irresponsible. And I mean, that's just their attitude is no different to people here. Whether it be and despite the fact that it's majority of Republicans, elderly Republicans or poor Republicans who receive these type of governmental assistance programs, nonetheless, the bulk of Republican branding and the bulk of their agenda is to take that type of stuff away. Take Social Security away, take Medicaid, Medicare away. That's their agenda, despite the fact that people here need it. So their attitude for those in need here and those in need abroad is no different. And then again, the Department of Education that helps set regulations and helps fund public schooling all over the country. You take that away, it just makes the situation that much worse, but they don't care. And they're so comfortable now. What are we going to do about it?
For 4 years under President Biden, the people in charge ask one simple question. Who needs to pay more in taxes? Who needs to pay more in taxes? Well, that's not the question that the Republicans and President Trump are going to ask. Our question is, what the hell happened to the money? And that's all that's going on.
$520 million for consultant-driven ESG investments in Africa, $45 million to DEI scholarships in Burma. Why?
You just say that magic word, DEI. But yeah, again, they're just completely brazen with it. Elon Musk has no business being where he is. He doesn't. The American people did not elect Elon Musk. And on top of that, they're just brazenly, oh, well, tomorrow we're going to go after the Department of Education. But, the thing about this is this isn't new. These have been the Republican tactics my entire life. This is all they've been doing. Now they're just more brazen and open with it. But it's like, sure, let's just. Hey, now, thank you so much for tuning in here at Politics and Paper. If you like what I do and you support my work, go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it and it really helps to support what we do here.